Hi everyone! Yep, I'm back in the car. It's another glorious day in Vancouver. Finally spring! So excited! It just makes me want to breathe fresh air. So, wanted to talk a little bit about surviving this week. It has been a rough week for a lot of people. And so I just wanted to share a little, I'm not sure, we'll find out. Maybe condolences or way to goes or congrats, and buckle down because it's gonna be even more interesting for the next bit of the year. But what I noticed this week for myself and for a lot of people I was working with and who were calling and and all this good stuff was this was the beginning of people really starting to get faced with that my two favorite words. Let's throw in three because the other one I get given is authenticity. People were really being smacked in the face with their integrity. Whew, that was a big one this week. I have not seen so many people being shown what their integrity is, how to work with it, that they don't have it. Ooh, that was a scary one for a lot of people. That they have it, but they haven't been using it. And that it was time to start living with integrity. I also had a lot of integration. For myself personally this week, it was a big integration week for me. I like to think, and it's been proved to me many times, that I do have very good integrity. But for me, it was an integration week of learning what needs to go for me to move to the next phase of integration and getting to the next levels of authenticity for myself. I'm a fairly authentic person, but I keep to myself quite well. And what was shown to me this week was who and what I need to be working with to sort of really dive into what I'm going to use the word. I don't like to use it a lot because sometimes it seems very cliche, but what my purpose is. I still believe our purpose is to live, but what I came here, or what I like this word better, what my calling, what my soul calls to me to do on this planet, and it's getting louder and louder as we, as a society and a collective and a planet, start to shake off a lot of the shackles and are really being shown this integrity and this integration and a lot of the shit that we've been living in and allowing ourselves to be living. My calling is about freedom, hence the name Saoirse. It means freedom. 5 is the number that is my astrological number in a lot of ways, which again is freedom. And my job, and one that I'm really stepping into, is about embracing freedom and helping others do that. And when I say freedom, I'm not talking about the bullshit lie that we like to think that we have. Especially in Western societies, we tend to think we're free. And it's a great lie. Seriously good lie that we've got going about we're free. For some reason we think because we can choose where we can have a job, I can choose who I marry now, I can choose if I go to school or not. And that's also a lie too, because no, you don't actually get to choose if you go to school, by the way. You're forced to go to school for 12 years. And then if you're in an economic okay spot, you can go further. But if you don't, then you can't go to school. So you're not really free, and you're not really choosing school, by the way. Or I can choose to be in debt to go to school, which is great, because then you are enslaved even more, which is a beautiful cycle that we've created. So I really want people to start to digest and understand that at this particular junction in time, we are not free. At this particular junction in history of humanity, we are so enslaved in so many ways that it's horrifying to me. It's really quite horrifying. And we can watch all the slave movies about, and it's disgusting and it horrifies me, and we should be, but we really need to understand that never stopped. Obviously, look at the states and how violent they are towards themselves. It never stopped. In Canada, we're much more passive aggressive and polite about our slavery. We treat our slaves much better than other places, but never doubt, a nice slave master is still a slave master. So I want you to really understand and come to grips on this amazing and beautiful, stunning day outside in one of the most beautiful countries in the world. We are still slaves. So my job and my calling and my intention, and I will do this till the day I die, and that's going to be a really long time, is to really get us set free and to set ourselves free. And that starts with really becoming aware of what's going on within yourself and around you, and understanding that you're not free, but you can be and you will be. And this is the most exciting. This is why I'm really exciting, because we are meant to live free, and we are going to live free. Every message I have gotten since I was a child is that we are going to be free. And I know there's a lot of doomsday sayers out there that talk about the apocalypse and all of this shit. You are welcome to that thought process if you want. If that makes you feel juicy and yummy, you dive right into that dystopian society, because fuck, everything would love you to stay there, because then you stay enslaved. But for me, I'm going for freedom, and I'm taking as many bloody people as they want to come with me for this freedom journey. Because once we get through this, once you master your integrity, and once you master your authenticity, and once you master your self-care and your self-love and all of the really juicy stuff about being a human being, then you're free. But not only are you free, your children are free, your family is free, the whole world can unite and be free. And then we can start to work as a collective co-creative awesomeness. And these are the words that really enlighten me, is that co-creative juiciness of creating the utopian society. Naysayers that have always bugged me, you're a utopianist. You're damn fucking right I'm a utopianist. And you know what? I would much, much better live in my thought process that thinks that the world can be juicy and beautiful and stunning, because it already is, and it's going to get better, than that asshole thought that wants to go back and think about, no water to drink and, Mad Max kind of shit. Really? Really? That's what you're doing with your imagination? That's where you're putting your thoughts and your body and your emotions, and all of your shit is in a Mad Max concept? Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed that movie, but I enjoyed it mostly because the hero wins in the end. And that's really what you ought to take from this, is the good guy wins. So if the good guy wins, why would I go through the shit story? Why wouldn't I just go straight to utopia? Why would I not focus my energy on creating something beautiful and amazing? Again, I go back to that. Live your life as a fucking masterpiece, not as, a tchotchke. So you have these thought processes going on, and if we create from our thought, and we do every minute of every day, why? Why would you focus on the end is nigh when you're damn right the end is nigh? I'm going to the other side now. I'm going to create something so amazing and beautiful that thousands and millions of years later, they're going to say, damn, this is gorgeous. That's where we want to go. And I'm telling you, people, when you start to dive into the shit week that people had this week, because they're going to get shittier, but they're only going to get shittier because you haven't been doing your work. And it's forcing you to do your work and clean yourself up and find the beauty in everything, because there's so much beauty out there. I love this planet. I love human beings. I think we're spectacular, and I think we're the most exciting things to be. And when we start to dive into that dystopian thought process, it pains me, because all it takes is you to flip it and take that pain and take that energy and use it to drive you to create something stunning. And there are so many people on this planet doing that. The problem is we're so busy looking at the shit that we focus on the shit. Screw it. Let them lead where they want to lead. Let them do what they want to do. Take your energy and create what you want to do. Create your beauty and keep doing that. And don't let yourself falter. And if you falter, cool. Pick up, brush up, keep going, because that beauty is what's got to call you to that next thing. Because I'm telling you, on the other side, it is so amazing. It is so profound, and it is so worth all of the work that we've got to do to get there. And guess what? You're working anyways. So do you want to work as a slave, or do you want to work for your freedom? Do you actually want to be free? Do you actually want your children to live free? Do you want your grandchildren, do you want future generations to actually live on this planet as free human beings? Not the lie we've been told. And when I say freedom, I mean that we move how we want to. We travel this planet when we fucking feel like it. I don't need a piece of paper telling me I belong somewhere. Borders and boundaries are, is that disgusting, creepy, white man, piss on everything and own it energy. And it's dying, and it has to die, because we cannot be free till that energy leaves this planet. And that is where we have to focus. And I really make this a calling for women, because I really, really, truly believe, and I have since the day I was born, and I will till the day I die, that it will be us collectively coming together and working, because we understand how to work co-creatively, so that we can teach men to work with us co-creatively, and we can balance both our energies within and without, because what is within is what is reflected out. And the more balanced you are with both your masculine and feminine, the more we can work with the masculine and the feminine. But it starts with us women, and it starts with us saying no. And it starts with us saying yes. And it starts with us going, this will not happen to me anymore. This will not happen to my sisters. This will not happen to my brothers. This will not happen to my children anymore. I will be free. I will move when I want. I will eat when I want. I will create when I want. I will be what I want. And I will own it all. My education is my education. So therefore, I should go anywhere I need to. If I need to heal, and my body is calling to take me to Costa Rica, I do not need a piece of paper to tell some goddamn government where I am going so that they can collect my supposed taxes, because I need that shit. No. When we work co-creative and co-collaboratively, we can travel the world and support us all. And that's the amazing thing that I love about humanity, is that we just want to share, and we just want to learn, and we just want to give. The problem is when we're bogged down with slavers of the middle-aged white man energy, and I'm going to beat this into us because that's really how gross I find that energy is, then we can't do anything, because we're too busy trying to buy off that energy off of us so I can have a couple minutes to breathe. And maybe our slavers are a little nicer here in Canada. That's great. I sometimes can go to the hospital and wait 8 months to maybe get healed for something. I can't go to a dentist anymore because that's ridiculously expensive, because that's not covered. It's not important. Certainly can't eat healthy food because it costs too much. That's bullshit. If I need to be healed, I need to be healed. If I need to heal someone, I need to heal someone. If something needs to be fixed, it needs to be fixed. And when we finally acknowledge that everyone has an amazing, juicy place on the planet, and everybody wants to be doing something to help somebody become a better human being, we don't need to be enslaved. And then we can be creative. We can take, if we need 10 years to lie on a beach because our soul has been in so much pain for so long, this won't harm anyone. This will be an amazing gift because you're healing your soul, which means you're healing all of us. That's on the other side, people. That is where we're going. If you need, I look at the people on Hastings who are in such excruciating pain, soul, body, everything, and we treat them like shit. We don't acknowledge them as being human beings, and people spit on them, and the cops use their aggression on them. And we're okay with that because I'm safe in my little home, and they should get a job and they should get better. No, they're a reflection of what we are in this world right now. And if it takes them and us the rest of our life to support them, to heal, and if they need 3 or 4 lifetimes to do that, that's okay. Because there's enough on this planet, if we're all doing our part, that it doesn't matter and it doesn't burden us. Because our problem is we look at each other as a burden. We look at our children as a burden. We look at our parents as a burden. We look at everything as a goddamn burden. You're not a burden. You're a blessing. And until we all look at each other as a blessing, we can't be free. So start there. Acknowledge that you're a blessing, because I'm telling you, I just wish you could feel the excitement that is on my body every time I see the visions of what we're going to have for the future and what we're going to create. It just makes me cry for how amazing and beautiful it is that we're going to create. See, I'm tearing up because I cannot pass on to you just how stunning it is what we're going to create on the other side of this shit. But we've got to start understanding that it takes us stop looking at ourselves as a burden, stop looking at others as a burden, and get past it. Because you're amazing, and I'm amazing, and everyone's amazing, and what we get to do on the other side is so fucking beautiful and so worth everything you're gonna do to get there. And if that at least gets you through understanding to take care of your children better, to get them to get to the point where they're not a burden, then that's worth it too. If you're not going to make it to the other side, that's okay. But at least instill in the people that you love that they're not a burden so that they can make it. Because I'm telling you, it is so fucking beautiful what we're going to create. It's mind-blowing to me, the amazingness. And if you want a taste of it, a small taste of it, I really encourage you to start following Michael Tellinger with the Ubuntu movement. I love that man because he finally put into words what I've been seeing since I was a little kid. And I support him thoroughly, and I intend on working with him and building as many of those fucking villages as I can. But it starts with us really, really embracing that it's going to be amazing. So, I didn't expect to cry today, which is great, because I get to go sell hats now with mascara running down my face. Yay me. But I felt the need to share with you, especially after this really rough week for so many people, that it's okay. You've got to come to grips with your integrity. You've got to come to grips with your authenticity. You've got to start doing your work so that you can understand that you're healing yourself and others. You've got to stop looking at each other as a burden. And you've got to stop hurting yourself and others. Because it's not going to help you get to the other side. It's not going to help you. If anything, you're going to drown. And I'm not swimming in the water anymore to save you. I'm going to stand on the shore. Actually, that's not true. I've got enough people standing on the shore flagging you on. My next journey, and that was the big thing for me this week, my next journey, as I lovingly told a friend, is to venture into the jungle and see what else we're gonna battle. No, I don't even like the word battle, but I'm gonna go into the jungle now and see how we get to the other side, because I know what's on the other side. And again, it's so amazing what we're gonna do. But the next journey for me is into the jungle. And that was a hard thing for me to come to grips with, and it was something I discussed with my husband last night, is a realization, and then I had a huge, massive telling dream about it too, that it's time for me to stop doing the small things that I thought were meaning something. And it's time for me to really start stepping up and doing the big things that are going to move us through. And for me, that is really being cautious with my time and the people I spend it with, and understanding that my circle has to get really tight so that I can really focus on what's coming in and out of me, and what care needs to be taken to move us through the jungle, because it's an interesting journey what's going to happen between now and the other side. And it's beautiful and it's amazing, and I'm really excited because, again, like I said, I see very clearly what's on the other side. And I'm not ridiculously naive to understand the work that needs to be done to get there. And this week, for so many people, without them knowing it or with them knowing it, you're all starting to realize the work that needs to be done. And that's an amazing gift, because I've been waiting for this point for so many people so that I can start to help you through that. But I'm not going to go in the water and drown with you anymore. And I've got enough people set up on the shore so you can swim to the shore and we can help you. The next journey is into that jungle, because I know where we're going to be going, and it's amazing. And I'm really excited for it, and we all should be excited, but we got a shit ton of work to do. And that's okay, because what else are you going to do? Much like I said in the last video, do you want your life to amount to a bunch of tchotchkes or a masterpiece? Do you want to live as if you're a burden, or do you want to be, you're already something that's worthwhile, but do you want to live and feel that you're something that's worthwhile? And you can do that. And it's really important that you dive into your integrity. You really watch it. You really be authentic with yourself, and you really be authentic with others. And you hold yourself accountable for your words and your actions. And that's really hard in a world that pays the bully, that pays a slave master to take care of us. And we are taught to give our power away continuously, over and over again, in so many small and ridiculous ways, when our job now is to take that energy that we've been putting in that stuff. I'm not asking you to create new energy. I'm asking you to take the energy that you have and start to subtly shift it into your life. Stop giving it away. Your energy is your energy. And the more that you understand that you have more than enough energy to do everything you want and need in your life, the greater gift that you've got to give. The more that you step into understanding that your energy is your energy, the less that you have to steal and take and destroy another person, because they have their own energy, as do you. You don't need to feed on your children's energy. You don't need to feed on your husbands. You don't need to feed on your wives. You don't need to feed on your family. And you certainly don't need to feed on society. When I say feed, every time you feel a little bit better than somebody, that's a feed. Every time you take something from somebody, that's a feed. Every time that you belittle yourself, that's a feed. All you need to do is start to integrate all of yourself, to start awakening yourself, to start to recognize yourself in everybody else and yourself. And then you understand that you don't need to feed, because you have more than enough energy. We expand so much energy on doing so much stupid shit that we wonder why we're exhausted and can't create what we really want to create. We get up, we plug into a shitty job. We get up, we send our children to fucking school so we can teach them to be good old slaves. Don't even start me on that one. And then we send them to jobs and we tell them, you can't be an artist, you can't be this because you're going to starve. Such a lie. Support everybody in their dream, and then we're all supported. There is nothing wrong with a child who wants to be an artist or a mathematician or save a world, or one child who wants to focus their life on saving one animal. You're not doing it. So let them do it. It's an amazing thing. I hate cleaning my house. Now let me remove that. I don't enjoy it. I mean, I love the end product, and sometimes I do find it meditative. But I had a cousin who so enjoyed it. Like she boggled my mind. I didn't get it. She'd come over and clean my entire room. I was so grateful for somebody who loved doing that. And that was a really good lesson for me to learn. I didn't have to feel bad for not wanting to clean my room because she loved it so much. It was an honor for her to do. It was weird to me. There are people who love to do the things that we don't want to do. So why am I wasting my energy doing things that I don't want to do? Because what I do, nobody else can do. And that's when we understand working co-creative and co-collectively, is that there is somebody who enjoys picking up garbage, sweeping the streets, working with plumbing, paving this, taking care of the plants, taking care of the animals, growing stuff, healing, talking, listening, being, creating. There's so many people who really love to do that. But because we're forced by our slavers into very small slots, we're dying. We're not free. We're in pain and we're exhausted and we're ripping each other apart, which is great. If I were a slave master, that's a great way to control my slaves, because I can sit up, be a fat ass jerk up top, suck my cigars, eat my whatever, and not worry about anything because my slaves are controlling themselves. I got them ripping each other apart. Every once in a while, I give them a bone so they feel better. Ooh, that was really nice of you to give me a little extra health Medicare. That was really nice of you. Thank you, Messer. Thank you so much for taking a little bit better care of me. Fuck you, is what I want to say. Because we can all work together. There are people who love being doctors. If a doctor loves to take care of someone, they will always find a way to take care of someone. They will always embrace care. And as we work collectively, we support them. Do you need 6 cars? Do you need the prestige of being a doctor? No, because if you're doing it from your heart, and if you're doing it from your calling, then you don't need that. But you do need to be supported. You do need to be fed. You do need time to care for yourself. You do need time to embrace the world. And as we understand that there's more than enough in the world to do everything, and more than enough, and we start to live co-collectively and co-creatively, then we expand and there's more and more and more. I really encourage you, especially after I broke down crying, to watch Michael Tellinger talk about the Ubuntu villages. Literally, every single person on the planet needs to work 3 hours a week to support their community. The rest of the time is yours to do with what you please. I don't know about you, but that's fucking exciting to me. I have to give to my community 3 hours. 3 fucking hours, and we have freedom. Sounds good, doesn't it? Ooh, do you really want to work 60, 80 hours to pay for a house that the bank owns that can take from you anytime it wants, when I could work for 3 hours? Know that I could spend that time with my children, or creating, or growing, or playing, or healing more people, or expressing, or just listening, or just being present. And have my food and my water and my home, and I could travel the entire globe at any time I want because I don't need a piece of paper. I just decided today I wish to go to Costa Rica. Honey, let's go. And I could, because I'm finally free on this planet. This, people, is where we're going. If you get your shit together. And I'm telling you right now, I'm sticking on this planet till you get your shit together. And I'm taking as many people with me as they want to go. And those who want to live in the dystopian society, have at her. Have at it. If you really get off hurting yourself and others, have at it. But I'm telling you right now, you're not going to last long on this planet, because she is not going to have it anymore. I am not having it anymore. We are going for freedom. We are going for the reality now. We are going to create what we were meant to create. And we're going to do this together. And follow me as far as you want, and get on the path, or get on your path, because it's going to be amazing and it's worth it. But it's a lot of fucking work, because we have been lazy motherfuckers for way too long. We have been living with our slavers telling us we're just fine. It's all okay. You keep doing it. You worry about your job. Ooh, job. That's the scary word. You don't need a job to survive. You need to be a human being. And you don't need to survive. You need to fucking thrive. That's where we're going. You want to thrive. You don't want to survive. Survival is your job. Survival is keeping the slave masters from whipping your back. My back's been whipped enough. I've bled. I'm done. I'm going for freedom, and I hope you are too. And I think I've spent enough because now I'm going to be late for my job, which I actually really love because the hat shop is amazing. For me, that's a great blessing. I love the people that I get to interact with, so thank you for that. But this, what we're doing right now, and every time you watch me and every time somebody else watches me, let me put it this way. The energy that comes through these videos and with myself is what's going to set you free, because it's going to give you the space to breathe. And it's going to give you the space to really start to change your energy to something different. And that's beautiful and that's amazing. And every time you think, yes, I can be free, you are. And you will be. And the more you give yourself the, yes, I can be free. Yes, I can work with these people. Yes, we will have something beautiful and amazing. The more you will be. And it's gorgeous and I love it. And I just want you to understand it's so worth it on the other side. It is not that horrible story that they've been telling you over and over again. It is not those horrible movies that they have been feeding to us. What it is so gorgeous and glorious and stunning and worth the work. It is worth everything that you're going to do from here forward to get to that freedom, to embrace that freedom. But we got to do it together. And we've got to find each other, and we've got to reach out, and we've got to be collective, and we've got to be loving, and we've got to be embracing. And it starts with yourself. It starts with you stop living as a burden. It starts with you starting to be very integral with your words. It starts with you to integrate everything you're learning. It starts with you being authentic. It's really important that you understand that, because that's the hard part for us, because we live in a world that worships liars. And as a person who's been speaking the truth for a very long time, it's really painful when a liar gets away with a lie. And we've been feeding the liars for so long within ourselves and within the world. And they're about to starve, which for me, being a very puckish personality, excites me. Because I love seeing a liar starve, because that means that the truth is being fed. So, lots of love, both hands open. Talk to you soon.